first episode of 2023 of the Grunge Bible Podcast. My name is Ethan Shalloway. I'm joined here by Chris Salona and our lovely producer, Drew McFadyen. We got everybody on air, in person, not really in person, via Zoom, but this is the first episode of 2023. Episode 91, is it, I think?
93.
Fudge, 93, yeah. We're recording this a little bit in advance, and we're kind of jumping around in between episodes, so no surprises I got that wrong, even though we talked about it beforehand. But
you always get it wrong, though, so it's fine.
Yeah, someone has to.
Yeah.
So how you guys doing? How you guys doing this late night it is?
Chris, after you.
Oh man, I'm leading off here. I couldn't be better. I'm happy to be here. I love grunge rock. I love podcasting. So this is great that we're finally, we're able to squeeze this in at least while we're recording, in advance of the holidays. And I'm excited to, kind of chat a little bit. And, once this comes out, get the new year rolling with some quality conversation.
I am fantastic as well. I got a traffic infraction ticket earlier today.
Oh, geez. Fuck. So, what happened?
I had my cell phone in my hand, and a police officer spotted me and pulled me over because I had my cell phone in my hand because I was changing a goddamn song. I was going from wood to wood.
Yeah. I was pressing the repeat button so it just keep going.
The deluxe version to the remastered version.
I was starting it over.
So
I was scrubbing back to the beginning. I
was going from creed to creed.
Hell yeah.
And I got a $15 traffic infraction.
Oh,
wait,
I was about to say, how much does that cost?
Like 1.5?
Yeah, it's like 15 or 25.
What's the point of even issuing the citation at that point? Like, what's the rub on that? They're like, hello, I noticed that you had a cellular device in your hand. I'm going to have to fine you $15. He's
like, 10 and 2, son, 10 and 2. Like, yes, sir. Okay.
Man, he pulled you over and he hit you with the sun and the citation. That's horrible.
Yeah. So wow. I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking.
That's great.
That's crazy. So that's like, it's kind of like we could have another level to our tier, and we could call it traffic violations. $15.
$15 level
to hold the phone, or to change the phone, or change the song to our episode or whatever.
That's Hollywood, baby.
That's Hollywood.
So this is a brand new year. I know we're recording in the past, and 2022 was pretty good to the Grunge Bible Podcast, and that's a little bit what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to do a little Q&A that we sent out, and it's going to be a nice and short, sweet episode, or maybe not. We'll see. But this year was really good. We did see a lot of growth in the podcast, and I think that we're going to talk about that more than the overall Instagram page, I guess. So Chris, let's start with you. Actually, I guess we should start with something else first, because we do have, I guess, patrons to thank here. And I'm wondering, of course, we should have checked this before. I wonder what we started 2022 with for patrons. What do you think we were, Chris?
It's been fairly consistent. I think right now we've got 48. We've been in the 40s for some time now, which is great because everybody I think that's chosen to support at one point has been steadfast in their commitment to helping us out and showing their support, which is really great. So it's funny. I mean, over the year, cumulatively, we probably lost probably 10, 15 people checked out. But as soon as they check out, somebody's opening that door right behind them to take their place. So, that's really, really helpful for us, obviously. And, a lot of these names, if you've been listening, I've been saying a lot of these names for some time now. And that's really, really awesome. And it's really special for us to be able to thank people that have been able to support us for that long. So hopefully, Ethan, that answers your question. And I would love to take this time to kick 2023 off and share those names as they stand today of everybody that supports us at the top level, which we don't know. It might not be the top level after this episode. We might have to have the $15 traffic citation level. I don't know. I feel like if we do that, well, then we just need to give everybody at that level just gets like 30 seconds of audio to just rail about whatever they want at the top of the episode. each week.
That
what
would
are
be
you pissed
sick.
off about this week? I think
fair
that's
if we
one.
call it
transaction. That's
if
a
we call
fair
it the traffic
transaction.
violation, I feel like people are going to jump onto that too.
Yeah, we might have to do that. But as of this current moment, there is only the $10 level. But it means a lot, everybody that chooses to be there for us. So I would like to thank Alex Long, Black Hole Sean, Alexis Shannon, the Blue Owl, Eddie Vedder got me through my second divorce, Doug Endy, Kara K, Captain Hightop, Brother Nature, Faith Bittner, Fuck Soup, Granny Grunge, Fresh Tendonitis, Jade Mercado, our number one fan from Australia, Jamie Lynn, Carlene Salona, Chris LSMS, Rachel Corning, Millie, Marianne, Nikki Six, Laura Nyreen, Seattle 4 fanboy from New Jersey, What the Fuck is Up Denny's, and Shoe the Shoeless. So thanks everybody for being here. I know there's a lot of names I just read that have been supporting us for over a year, people that hopped on in 2021 and that are still here in 2023. So that's really, really awesome. And we're very appreciative for that. Yeah, man, it's
cool.
it's good. I mean, we're consistent with putting these out, and people are consistent in listening and supporting us, and that's kind of what keeps this train rolling.
Yeah, we're a tugboat, man. We're
We
slow
are a
and steady.
tugboat.
We're slow and steady, and we just continue to push forward.
Like a
And I think
traffic
that's
cop
really-
consistently giving out citations.
Yeah, they're trying to stop us, but we won't stop. So,
Yeah, very cool.
But I think we can double those numbers come this next year. huh?
I think we have
I
to.
think
yeah.
I think we can. I mean, why not, right? I mean, we've got a lot of stuff planned. We've really hit the interviews well, hit our stride in the last 3 months, I'd say, and it's only leading to kind of more connections and more opportunities. So, no doubt we're gonna have a lot more of that coming in the new year. Drew, as our producer, all right, maybe I already know the answer to this one, but what do you look forward to in 2023 from this podcast? And if you say new microphones, I swear to Christ.
New microphones and a raise, baby.
Yeah, and a raise. Oh my gosh. Oh yes.
More
this is
tax-free
actually-
income.
This is actually your exit interview, Drew.
This is the performance
Happy
review
New
and the
Year.
exit interview.
This is the
yeah.
performance review, exactly. Happy New Year, Drew.
We're furloughing
Fire 'em
our
on live.
producer.
Okay, sorry, hijacked it. Yes, what are you most excited for the 2023 year? We did talk about this last year, Chris. I remember now.
Yeah, I'm excited for a few things. Well, number one, it's always really cool, selfishly speaking, to have some endeavor like this. In my experience, it's mainly been creative. Particularly, just happens to involve you, Ethan, for some reason throughout my life. But no, it's very cool to have that aspect of my life, to have a creative outlet that I can, work on these things with you guys every week, and people are receptive. Like, it is
Mhm.
like, just a wild thing if you really think about it that we have going on here.
Yeah.
You guys put so much work into the Instagram page, Facebook page, and then we launched this thing in the pandemic, and look where it is now. Like, it's pretty cool, and the trend is just
Yeah.
going that more people are being even more receptive. We're getting, a lot of really cool people interested. Who's Seth Meyers' producer? What's his name? Pardon me.
Eric Lederman.
Eric. I want to get him back on.
Mhm.
I want to get just more people who can offer really quality information and entertainment at the end of the day to the people who are fans of the Instagram page first and now the podcast. So I so much look forward to just growing it that way, and just to have you guys talk to a lot of really cool people. So
Bigger and better guests, I hear.
yeah.
Not better. We've had some really incredible guests, but I say more guests. Yeah, that was definitely our
more-
talk last year. At this time, we wanted to expand into that role, and give a good platform for bands that we like, and then also talk to people that are in the industry or have gone through years, to get where they are and stuff. And I feel like we've done that. We've done just that.
This year's been amazing in that sense. I mean, June Swoon, Social Act Band, Eric,
Tim Sonnefeld,
Tim Sonnefeld just recently, which
Chestnut
I
Grove
thought
we
was
had.
Chestnut Grove. What a cool conversation that
Dutch
was.
Mustard was on there. Yeah, we've had we really kind of got moving on the interviews, and I remember that being a kind of a focal point of an objective that we had going into 2022. So looking back, it's cool that we were able to
execute that.
Yeah, we were able to execute it, and we're planning on continuing to do that, and continue to get different voices on here with people like you said, Drew, that have things to say and information and stories to share and entertainment to provide. So we're really looking forward to continue that process for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like you guys, so it's at the end of the day, it's
just a little bit, right?
Three friends doing some stuff.
Mildly tolerable. Yeah, I'm going to hop in right here and answer that myself, Ethan, your initial question. And it's pretty much something that I think of initially is exactly what Drew said. It's just fun to be able to do something, with your friends, with people that you care about. And it's humbling that people are entertained by something that we're creating and the three of us are working together on. Especially, I think, online spaces are so competitive and so cluttered, and there's no shortage of things that are vying for people's time and attention. So the fact that people who don't know us personally at all choose to give their time and their attention and their financial support to us, that's always really humbling. So and it's motivating too. I want to continue to provide a good product and to get better at what we do here and tighten up our processes and grow our skills with interviewing and the back end of it that people don't see with the scheduling and reaching out and I look forward to continuing to build relationships that we already have and starting new ones with different people. That's really fulfilling for me personally, is the relationships that we get through this podcast, both with people that support it and people that come on to it as a part of it.
Yeah, I think the relationships have been really awesome. We were able to meet Cafaro in person, and hopefully we have a date for, which will actually be a day after this. We'll be meeting Eric in New York, be able to talk with him, and hopefully get out to LA and meet Tim, some of these connections, and have a few bands like that. Next time we're going to meet Julie when we're out on the West Coast, or Bexley. Like there's definitely, I want to get like the artists that we have on, I want to keep growing those relationships, and then, see them in person, because it's always cool when the projects are working together and then collide as well. And I agree that this is it's fun to have like something that you get to watch grow. Obviously, people like seeing progress and the process behind it. So it is cool to have like a project that you get at the end of the year, you can look back and see exactly kind of the numbers of it and kind of the growth, and you kind of break it down a little bit and analyze it and whatnot. So echo everything you guys say. Definitely going to be a fun year. I think there's some good opportunities out there, and they're just the opportunities are getting bigger too.
Yeah, dude.
100%.
Good question.
I have another one that comes from a listener. So earlier today, before we started record, I threw it up on the Instagram and asked for questions, and somebody's curious to know which episode from this past year was our favorite to record. So Ethan, is there something that pops up for you?
Let's see, my favorite episode to record. I love the Friday Beers episodes we do, obviously. So there were a few where it was just
there's so many to think about though too. Yeah.
Well, you can go.
It's impossible.
There's a few different ways.
Yeah.
There's a few different ways
favorite
to go.
For what reasons? Yeah.
Right. Like, I have a lot of fun talking with you guys and having a few beers on camera. Is it the most interesting to the people? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it the most fun for me? Yeah, those are usually because we're just shooting the shit. as far as interviews, like, I mean, they all were so great for different reasons. I had a lot of fun talking to Tim. That was great. It's always a ruckus to have Cafaro come on and talk with him. Those interactions were good this year. And then, some of the musicians that we talked to always surprised me too. I was really, like just Chestnut Grove. I mean, they all were really good. So I don't know. I mean, I like when it's me and Chris too. Obviously, we have some good episodes in there, but I think the Friday beers are probably my favorite. Nice. Just because it's simple at the end of the day and it's fun. But how about you, Chris?
I think I have to say my favorite one was was at Drew's house, the Taylor Hawkins tribute episode that we did. Yeah. That was kind of a combination because it's like it was my favorite because like one, it was in person. Number two, like we were all together. Number three, it was kind of a Friday beers thing. We were drinking, and that was definitely an added element to it. But that one was just super fun because I think it was it was a moment of heavy emotion, I think, because we recorded, I think, the day after we went to the concert.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really cool, and it was special just to be with friends, and to, Adam came on for that one, which was really cool. And like we said, we were at Drew's house, and Connor was there. Connor was the mule. He was filling the drinks up, and it was really great. So, and it's funny, figures the one episode that like I was really looking forward to having the video for. I remember, Drew, your hard drive crashed when you were exporting it, so that one's lost to the ages. But that only adds to the lore of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was my backup hard drive too, so it was like,
it's like, what do you want me to do here?
I was like, oh my God.
That's terrible.
Yeah. That was amazing. One of my favorite ones too, guys. Number one, the question was, how was it worded? It was, what was one of your favorite episodes? What was your
favorite episode to record from this past year?
I literally got to record that one.
Yeah, right. Actually, exactly. So that taken literally, yeah.
That one was so cool, and what Seagate, the company, God damn you for failing me with your hard drive, but it's fine.
We demand a new
yeah. But I love all of your interview ones, mainly just because I think you guys do a really, really good job of interviewing all these people that come on, and it's so cool to I'm gonna get a little existential here, just like to see people be very like grateful or something like that, and receptive to, like, obviously what this platform is, where you guys have put in a lot of work to get to where you guys are, and you can reach a lot of people, and people are really grateful, and it's cool to give, for you guys to give back in some sort of way, to talk to people, and they have this opportunity to share their art and their thoughts to a lot of people, and it's really cool when I see, like, you can see the genuine smiles, when people are talking to you guys. That's what I find.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I think with all of those interviews, because some of them that we've had a lot of conversations with these people beforehand, but there were some of them where the only conversations we've had with them prior to starting was the 10 minutes off camera before we started, and just kind of sharing a little brief background. So it's always cool, and when I listen, having, I guess, compared my experiences recording it versus my experience listening to it after the fact, like, you can always see, like, it's like the dance at the beginning, and then you just that spark goes off and that light bulb goes on, and like you really start to connect over a common thing with somebody. And I'm just really appreciative, also getting, I guess, a little existential, how everybody that's come on is such an open book, and they're so willing to be forthcoming about vulnerable topics, because I certainly, I think I have the tendency to kind of ask questions as to why people choose different things creatively, and there's a lot of history and a lot of a lot of subject matter that are behind those those questions, and people where they choose to create from, and I'm really always impressed with people's ability and forthcomingness to share certain things. And yeah, I'm grateful. It's funny, like people are definitely grateful to come on to the show, but I'm grateful that they would choose to spend an hour of their time talking to us. So
Sure.
yeah, it's just like the gratitude that I feel after those is certainly, it's the most gratifying thing I think that we do with the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and every guest that we've had has been very pleasant. And we haven't had any.
I'm
We haven't
waiting
had
for the
any jerks
first
come
one.
on. You
Yeah,
know, we haven't had a difficult interview, so that's been really nice.
yeah.
I can't wait till the first one though.
Yeah, because Drew, you're going to be able to listen to all of the stuff before and after. Somebody's just absolutely laying into us before and after. That's going to be, or somebody's manager or something, even better.
You guys roast me how much you do, and then like somebody actually like just
like not in jest, unironically roasting us. Hey, that's part of it. That's Hollywood, That's part of the game.
It's Hollywood,
so.
yeah.
Literally, yeah.
It's literally Hollywood. So another question that's related to the show here, which Drew, you would definitely have the best handle on this one, but our top level patron, my friend Cullen Aubin, he wants to know how many minutes of the podcast went unused in 2022. There's not really a whole lot. Like what you see is basically what we do, right, Drew?
Yeah. How many minutes went unused? Well, I mean, there's how many minutes went unused? So you guys, for the most part,
About an hour.
I was gonna say, yeah, maybe. You pre-roll a little bit because I love your banter off camera, and then I love sharing that with everybody.
As the bonus at the end, yeah.
As long as it's appropriate. And then there's just like a little bit. You guys do cut it pretty short afterwards. And then there's just like the whatever the edits are, but they're usually pretty quick. So there's really not, like you said, there's really not that much that was unused. There was definitely some censored material.
Yeah, there's definitely like everything that's unused. Like there's two categories: it's censored material and fuck ups.
It's unused or unusable.
Yeah, exactly. Like we've never done, and like this, I think this is just kind of like our attitude doing it. Like because we've had episodes that we've done, and like we'll finish them and be like, that really wasn't very good. That wasn't our best work, but you just roll with it anyways, So like we've never done anything we've never had we've never decided to cut something because of a quality thing. It's only if it's censored or if we fuck up. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Good question, but yeah, just not too much. You guys are
not nearly as much as you may
spot
think.
on with. Yeah, exactly. So we try to keep it as live
one
as
take
possible.
kind of guys.
Yeah,
exactly.
One take is all you need, really. Somebody else, we already kind of answered this. In your opinion, what was the best episode? I think that Taylor Hawkins one, like I said, was really good, and this is definitely because it's sticking in my head recently. But the Tim Sonnefeld one was really great. And Drew, I'd love to hear you talk about that one a little bit because you obviously Tim much better than we do, obviously having worked with him at Red Star. And, you were not present for the actual interview, but I remember we sent it over to you pretty much as soon as we finished because you wanted to take a look. And I just wanted to, I wanted to hear your thoughts on that one because that's one that, as it was going on and as soon as we finished it, like I remember saying to Ethan at the end, like that was a really, really good interview. That was a really good episode that we did.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I might be slightly biased given my relationship with him, how long I've known him. But no, I thought number one, I thought you guys did a very good, very great job of interviewing him in the sense that there is this in I learned in my experience like working with him and everything. There is like a pretty high level of respect given to number one, people with longevity in this really weird industry, but also people with accolades.
Yeah.
And I didn't really I don't think prep you too much on that, but it was really cool to see that you guys were just so cool in your vernacular and everything with him. And you guys just all seem to vibe really, really well, which he's such an easy guy to talk to,
Right.
number one. So it's
Yeah.
why wouldn't you? But right back at you guys as well. And I just thought
As
you
are we,
guys,
I guess, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and I thought you guys touched on some really, really cool things. I love how you, everything was his experience, growing up with a high school band was the same as yours, Ethan, same as mine. And it's just everything is being from Philly. Everything is so connected. Everything is so sort of congruent at that age. And it's really cool to kind of hear somebody like him who has gone, where he's gone. It's just oh, you can start out from anywhere just like that. And if you put your mind to it, see where you, this is where you can go. Really, really cool. One thing that stuck out to me, which is he said this to me before, and I it was reminded to me when he said it, where you guys were kind of asking him hey, briefly, the role of engineer, role of producer, and he's hey, we're just translators for artists.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was interesting for a few ways, for a few reasons. First, because yes, 100%, because most artists don't have they know what they want, they know what they hear, but don't really have the he said the know-how to get from the brain, from the sound through the speaker, which I thought was a cool way to kind of visualize it,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I thought that was a great point as well, and I always thought about it too. Me as a drummer, I definitely, if I have a sound in my head, I don't know how to play it. If it's coming out of the guitar, and I would have to try to tell you what I'm trying to think, and then you figure it out for me, or something like that. If we were writing, and I'm sure there's a lot of, it is very hard, and if you know more about sound and how to, if you're just well versed in, say, really good guitar or piano player, you're going to be able to get sounds the way that people are kind of thinking about it. So I'm sure it definitely depends on how, talented that artist is. Because I know the super talented artists are usually they knew exactly what they wanted and it was spot on. But then I think, the other artists, sometimes, that's what the producer is used for a lot of times, because they have they have 30 years of experience or something like that, and they've dealt with doing this all the time, basically.
Right.
So yeah, that was a good point. I thought that was spot on.
Yeah, it was really cool to hear. And he would, when he was teaching me, he would always be you'll have a singer, they'll be I need it to sound a little bit more purple. And you're just okay.
You're what
I
the
gotta
fuck does
figure
that
out,
mean? Yeah.
I gotta figure out in their brain what purple means. And then
it's what yellow trash can. So what type of yellow are we talking? Submarine yellow, piss yellow? I need more than just yellow.
Mm-hmm.
What yellow you want me to go to?
Yeah, and he's so right. It is so much psychology that goes into it, and you're just okay, figure out purple means, okay, and here's a reference, okay, and then okay, I know what to do here. Then is that purple? Yeah, that's purple. Right, great. Yeah. Overall, no, I thought it was a fantastic conversation. I'm so glad that you guys all connected. It was cool.
Yeah, that one was super fun, and I love listening to the people that make the nuts and bolts of music and of art happen. And I think one of the favorite parts of that interview for me was just him talking about how you have to manage relationships, and how you, whether you feel like you are or not, you have to be the confident guiding hand of the session, and you have to be the air traffic controller almost, and
the lighthouse in the storm. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. and certainly as he spoke about, and Drew, certainly as too from your firsthand experience, sometimes that's a damn hard job to do.
Oh my God. Yeah. You're just like, this is out of control, but fake it till we make
Yeah,
it.
this is out of control, but I can't let them know that I think it's out of control, or else it's gonna get worse.
Until you have to let them know this is out of control.
Yeah, so you press that big red button. It's like you gotta keep fighting forward. But yeah, that one was super fun, and yeah, I feel like that one might have been the best one that we did in 2022. I think it's certainly up there. So
I remember listening back to the Lederman conversation and being like, it was long at the time, but then I listened back and I was like, dang, we did have some really nice philosophical stuff in there and some good technical stuff.
And I think that one was the best.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that was the best of 2021, and I think there's commonality there. I think that one and the one with Tim, it's like, I think we just vibed really, really well with those guys, and they were super, super excited to do it, which, I mean,
both producers.
Yeah, I mean, the enthusiasm was there. So I think a little bit of enthusiasm and a shared passion, you can kind of get some good places. So
you guys are meeting up with him the
tomorrow
7th or something?
Yeah, the January 3rd. So a day after this episode comes out, we'll go.
3rd. Okay.
Fingers crossed, we'll get to meet Seth as well.
Let's have him on the podcast.
Yeah, why not? Well, I was about to say, so the next question is, obviously there's 52 episodes coming up in the new year. Woot woot. Who do you guys want to say? Who can you, we're going to speak this into existence. So who are we going to have on the podcast this year? You get to pick one person, and we have to make it happen. We're going to do this again in another year. And I know we've already kind of talked to a few people, and we might have some people on the hook, but like, I don't know if the people know, but who are we gonna have on this year? Let's say a name, and let's just, if you can think about one.
Well, Ethan, considering you're posing this question, I assume you've thought about this. So who would you say? I'm hitting you with that Uno reverse card right now.
Well, that's good. I like that. And like we have talked to a few people, but I think through some connections, I think we can get Matt Cameron on.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I think we can do it.
Yeah, that would be one that I would be very, very excited to do. I'd be so nervous to make sure I didn't fuck it up. That one would be.
I think that he's, or maybe Dave Abraziz he seems definitely in reach, which would be exactly what. I don't know. It should be really cool
no surprise the drummer picks 2 drummers.
Well, yeah, but the drummers are always available. Like, we're not going to get any better. It's just not how it's going to go. So hopefully the drummers, they don't do anything. So,
well, they certainly won't be coming on their podcast if they just heard you say that. But
that's what I'm for.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like Charlie Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's who I'm gonna go with, and we're gonna make it happen. So
cool.
Either one of you want to go ahead and jump in there, or do I gotta pick one for you for who goes next?
This is a great question. I was not ready for this question, but my brain initially goes to Mr. David Kalish, the owner of Red Star Recording.
Hell yeah.
Gotcha. Nice.
Who just played a show, I think here in LA, gigantic arena, and has been playing with throughout the years, Social Distortion. So
that would be really, really cool.
Homie's still rocking. And he was my employer at one point.
There's our in.
And
I think we can do that.
I think we can get him on. I think I would have to convince him a little bit, but he would be a cool conversation. The guy's been in the business for forever. Used to get paid in coke. So,
yeah, that's how far back he goes.
I'm serious.
Although I'm sure people still do that. So, but that's yeah. Maybe the Grunge Bible podcast will be.
So
that's true.
That's a goal. That's a goal.
Yeah. That would be really awesome. And it's cool because I think like each week that we put something out that people are receptive to, and each week we persist in this world, I think we get closer to these things. And I'm sure, I mean, at this point we've done things and we've had opportunities through the doing this podcast that we wouldn't have thought were as realistic as they obviously ended up being, when we started. So it's just kind of like that process. So that's why I love this episode that we do each year, kind of like looking back and looking forward. So it's a nice line in the sand to do it. But I guess I've stalled long enough, and it's now my turn to answer this question.
No more running, Chris. Who are we going to have in 2023 as a guest?
Ethan, we've talked about this, and I think this person has more songs of the week on the songs of the week playlist than damn near anybody else. I want to have Petey on the podcast, Petey USA. We love his music. We've seen him. I've seen him twice. He is a admitted fan of the page, which is really cool, the Instagram page. So there's really only one thing left to do, and it's to have him on the podcast. And I'm just really fascinated, by the music that he makes, and I want to hear about it.
Right.
And I would love to get a window into, what inspired him and what he loves that made him want to make music the way that he makes music. Because it's, that his album that he came out with, his debut album, it's one of my favorites from the last couple of years for sure. So, that's one of those things that, I'd love to hear about it, and who better to hear about it than from the dude who did it. So that's mine for sure.
That will be one of my favorite conversations of the coming year for sure. There's no doubt about. I don't see how it's not possible. We're gonna have him on.
Yeah,
we'll just say it. We're gonna
you watch everybody like on a random 3-week stretch in April. We're gonna go David Kalish, Petey, and Matt Cameron just back to back to back.
It's gonna be unreal.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna happen.
But yeah, the Petey thing is going to be so fun because I want to hear all about his writing process, and I'm definitely going to have to, I don't know, prepare. Like I don't want to overstep asking about the process and some things about it. I want to just kind of like set it up and listen. You know what I mean? I just want to be a fly on the wall. Really, that's the best way to do it.
100%. Yeah, I agree.
I would like to say, I know Cafaro always suggests that we reach out to some publishers, some journalists during that time. So I would love to get a good name and try to do that. Someone that wrote about, wasn't in the band, but wrote about it, wrote about the scene during it. I think that'd be kind of cool too.
I think that would be really
That's
great.
always, every time he brings that up, he's like, you got to get the people that were, that worked the door that night, who the people that actually like bounced at Baby Head or something like that. Well, they have the best stories in a lot of ways. So. And they are free to tell them in a way sometimes.
Yeah. More free than the guys who are on stage. Cool. That's for sure.
That's a really good idea.
He said,
I like that.
And like he said, they see the whole thing in a different, setting, a different view, a different eye. So
yeah, absolutely.
That would be pretty cool.
So I have 2 more questions, and by happenstance, both of them come from top level Patreon supporters. So Seattle 4 fanboy from New Jersey, he wants to know. He said new merch ? So we gotta get on the merch train and give the people some new stuff in 2023. I think.
Okay.
We're gonna do it. There's new merch. We have the idea. It's been building for 2 years. Yeah. We got to make it into the Flood shirt.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be. It'll sell out. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to do it in such a way that cease and desist letters are not sent to our addresses. But I think we're creative. We have 3 good working brains. In this room right here. So I'm sure. How hard could it be? But yeah, that's the one that we got to do for sure. I totally agree.
I think that's what they mean when they ask. Is there new merch? They just want
They just want into the flood. That's the fucking problem. And I put I put the prompt up for Q&A, and like half of them are like, if I would, could you, or like, did you go into the flood again, or like went like flood. I'm like, yes, I'm aware of this.
Would flood this.
Yeah. God, it's awful. Terrible.
I would love new merch. I'd love some new free merch from you guys.
Yeah, well, it's part of your pay raise.
Yep, you get
another traffic infraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. The last question that I have, and then if either of you have something, but this is another. I don't know. You guys can take this question and answer it in whatever way you want to answer it. But top level Patreon supporter Rachel Corning wants to know: was it all worth it?
Was it
I saw
all
that.
worth it?
It was worth it, and I would do it again.
Was it all worth it? That's what she asked.
Yep.
There was nothing else.
That's it.
Was it all worth it?
Was it all worth it? Oh my
Drew's
God.
stumped. Drew's either gonna like give a funny answer or he's about to trauma dump on us, one or the other.
No, I just think that's very interesting. Where did she submit this?
On the Instagram Q&A prompt that I posted earlier.
And she's a top level patron.
Yep, $10 a month to us, to you.
In that case, my answer is absolutely. Thank you for
Fuck yeah, it
supporting
was
and
worth
keep
it.
on going.
Hell yeah, that's amazing.
Just I want to flip it back to the patrons. Was it all worth it?
Yeah,
guys?
that's a good question.
I mean, really, I want to hear
Ethan's pulling the Uno reverse card there.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
honestly, like, I want to ask the people, what was your favorite episode? What was the best episode? What do you want to hear on that? Like,
Yeah, who
we're
do you
asking
want
the
us
wrong
to
people
interview?
here.
Yeah.
What is it worth it, guys?
Right.
Do we continue?
Absolutely. It's so funny that question reminded me when I was in high school. I think it was like it was essentially like an intro to philosophy class that we took, but I went to a Catholic school, so it was like steeped in religious overtones. But the first big assignment we had it was like a 10-page paper we had to write, and the entire prompt for this paper was, quote, "Where are you?" ? That's all. So
Man.
it's
That's great.
That question from Rachel made me think of that immediately. It's like, where are you? Was it all worth it?
Yeah, and it's like the way
who is
that
funding this?
Yeah, who's funding this?
Who do you represent?
Yeah,
it's like the way you answer says a lot about what your mental state is at the moment.
I was
you know?
gonna
You're
say
just
it's like the best diagnostic report on your brain. It's like, where are you, or who are you, or is it worth it?
Was it worth it?
Yeah, that's got me in my bag on a Tuesday night. I'm rethinking everything.
Was it all worth it?
What a mess. Thomas
What was
had
her
never
name?
seen
I'm
such
sorry?
a mess.
What was her name? I'm sorry.
Rachel Corning.
Rachel Corning. Rachel Corning. Thank you.
She's a trooper.
Yep.
She's an OG.
Yeah, front lines. That's very important.
Do we know her or we don't know her?
I know her. Yeah, I've
We
gone
actually
to
do.
I've gone to a couple concerts with her in 2022, last year.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
yeah, man.
Cool. Thank you, Rachel.
If you paid attention to the podcast that you edit, you may know it, Drew.
So it's only been 100.
It's tough.
That's right.
It's tough out
So
here.
I think I saw one other question that I'm going to maybe paraphrase. And what is the final song of 2022 that you're going to listen to? If you had to start the new year with a song, bring in the new year as the ball is dropping. And first off, I wish the ball would just fall and explode. I think it'd be way cooler. But
Yeah.
you have to listen to a song on the coming in. Is it going to be Alive by Pearl Jam? That's what they said. They said, I think Alive would be a good one.
No. I don't
So
wanna
what do you
listen to
guys
Pearl Jam.
what do you guys think? What do you like to listen to as the new year?
So
What's
is
gonna
this
set you up?
is this to end the last year, or is it to begin the current year, or does it have to do both?
I guess the question is, what is your state of mind, Chris?
Yeah, was it all worth it?
How are you going to answer this one?
So Lonely by the Police.
Oh my god. Dude, Blues Run the Game by
good.
Jackson C.
Blues,
Frank.
yes.
No, you know what? This is I just shit on Pearl Jam like 25 seconds ago, but like I love ending the year with some Yellow Ledbetter. So I always try to, the last song that I consciously play for myself, I like a little Yellow Ledbetter. But to start the year,
Really?
man, that really just kind of depends on how I feel at the time. So, I mean, if I were to
Right.
hypothesize, since it's, we're recording this a week and a half before the new year, I don't know. That's tough. I need some time to think about this. Somebody else needs to start speaking.
I think, I want to end the year the way that I want to end my life, which is listening to One for My Baby, One More for the Road by Frank Sinatra.
I like that.
Nice.
That's I'm not gonna have a better answer than that. Like that's perfect.
Sorry, let me restart. Another Frank song. I could do My Way, and I Did It My Way is how the year will end out. That's exactly, I did it my way.
Oh, dude, it's
I was
so
listening
funny.
to that in the
If you
city.
listen to
So
the
good.
last, oh, it's so good. It's definitely his greatest song. Not his best, but his greatest. But if you listen to the last hook, he's like flat for like just a quick second. Just a quick second. He's like, I did it my way. And it's because the studio sessions were only 4 hours back then. Lazy fucks.
That was it.
One take.
Yeah, that's all you need. Well, when you're Frank Sinatra, that's all you need.
I do love him for some music around Christmas, among other times. That's best. But
100%.
Fridays with Frank, Saturdays with Sinatra,
that's right.
Sundays
with
with
Sinatra.
Sinatra.
That's what I'll be doing this weekend.
Yep, It's a Wonderful Life and Frank Sinatra on Friday.
That's all you
So,
need.
if you guys are still listening right now, thank you very much. We couldn't be doing this without you. We wouldn't be doing this without you for the last close to 95 episodes, close to 100 episodes, close to 2 years in a row. And we're not going to stop until we hit it. We have now dreamcasted everything we want to do for the next year. So you guys can hold us accountable. Best way to do that is to join the Patreon and become a supporter, get some skin in the game. And, we have regular dialogue with all the top level patrons. So, if you have something you want us to do, that's your best way to get
easiest way to get in contact.
Easiest
with
way
us.
to get your idea across. Exactly.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's the way it rolls down. It's the end of another year, and this is big. I mean, the beginning of the year, the podcast is about to turn 2. The Instagram page is about to turn 7. Been down this road a long ways.
Wow. That's too cool.
And it is really great. So, any final remarks to either close the door on 2022 or set us off running, I guess, into 2023? Anything that you guys want to say?
Yeah, man. 2022 was a pretty good year, and let's hammer it in 2023, and let's make it even better.
Let's lose some
awesome.
weight.
Oh,
Weight loss.
do it.
That's a pretty
Yeah,
good
I'm
one.
definitely. I would say that I'm excited to attack this year with you guys, everybody listening, but you two on screen. It's gonna be a good one. So we just gotta go out there and lose some weight.
And let's get some new microphones.
Yeah, it's like the first thing we got to do, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
putting Drew on a pay freeze.
we've been doing this
Drew's gonna
podcast
bleep the beep.
Been doing this podcast for 93 weeks, and Drew's been requesting new microphones for about 74 of them. So
You know what? He's the only one that's requested new mics, except for
That's
when
the
there were
thing.
bugs in the beginning.
that's it.
Bugs.
Oh, that's so funny.
There was somebody, I don't know if you noticed, Drew, but in the first like 20 episodes, someone would comment on the YouTube and just put bugs. They would just comment bugs on like everything.
Over and over again, like
Bugs.
12 weeks in a row is just bugs.
No, I did not. I didn't see that. Dude, there's so many. Because it's more than this is what we're calling it 93.
Yeah, but we do have bonus
actually-
content.
This
So it's
episode-
probably
Yeah,
about
actually-
100.
Yeah, there's actually more than that, so it's a lot to keep track of, and
Yeah. It's
I missed
96.
bugs. I missed bugs.
Let's bring it back.
That's
Bugs. Exactly.
Yeah, I amend my answer. I want to start 2023 listening to Bugs by Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam, yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So, I finally see. I didn't pass up answering that question. You thought I was going to.
Maybe I'll listen to Papa Roach, Last Resort.
Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit.
So we've officially drug it on. So I hope everybody out there is still listening.
Yeah,
but we're done now.
Let's get out of here. I'm tired.
We're done.
So are we?
Gotta get off the phone now.
Yeah, I'm at my minutes. Yeah,
we'll
my
see you
time
guys
card's
next
running
week.
Short. So yeah, do we have do we have songs of the week, or is that just the hodgepodge that we just did?
Yeah, we kind of just did it. Yeah.
Yeah. So mine will be Bugs.
No songs this week.
Nah, we don't need them.
Bugs, Last Resort, and Sinatra,
one for my baby, one for the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. Speed round. There it is.
Bugs, Last Resorts, and Frank Sinatra.
That's fantastic.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, thanks for being on. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you guys next week for another episode of the Grunge Bible Podcast.
No escape. See y'all later.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, we'll record tomorrow. I mean, I'm open, so.
Yeah, I just have to, I got to work in the morning for a little bit, and then I need to finish up my Christmas shopping.
Yeah, I need to do that too.
I'll get started on.
Dude, it comes up so quickly every year.
Another way to put it.
Hey, we were all thinking it. I just felt I didn't want to say it. So
there's synonyms right now.
yeah, thanks for saying the quiet part out loud, Drew.
Well, guys.
Does it, huh? Yeah, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep.
Yeah, I do want to keep talking to you guys, but I'll talk to you tomorrow, Chris and Drew. I'll see you at the end of the week. It's been a long day, so.